Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about marijuana. Now, I'm an authority when it comes to this because I've been a guy, especially in my younger years, who used to smoke like a lot of weed, bro. Like probably a half ounce a day. There's people out there smoking more than that. But, dude, I was fucking blazing all day, every day, dude. Now, look, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of this shit. A lot of the weed community only says that there are positives, which is completely bullshit. People like to pretend that, oh, it's just a plant, man, it comes from the earth, and somehow that makes it completely benign, which is not true, dude. It might not be physically addictive necessarily, but that shit can be very mentally addictive. And if you're smoking all day every day, I guarantee that you're not very productive, bro. You might think you're productive because there's this weird effect that weed has sometimes where it makes work feel hard. Working on literally anything becomes more difficult when you're high a lot of the time. There's only very few things I've realized that weed makes easier, which oddly enough, one of them being cardio. Like if you're on a stationary bike, bro, you can easily like kill an hour on that bitch and not really fucking notice it. Especially when those endorphins start to kick in, bro, that shit feels amazing. There's no better feeling in the world than getting fucking blazed out of your goddamn mind and doing a whole bunch of cardio. It's harder to lift weights when you're baked because that shit feels heavy as fuck, even if you're not lifting very heavy. You can still do it, but it's gonna require more mental effort than it would if you weren't baked out of your goddamn mind. Like, it was funny back in the days where I was smoking a bunch when I was like 17, 18. I remember like I would go everywhere high. I would go to school high, I would go to work high. It didn't matter what the fuck I was doing. I was blazing before, during, and after, dude. I had like this little dab pen with like the little bullshit cart. That shit was cheap too, only like $20 for like a fucking half a gram cart or some shit. Maybe a gram, I forget. It was cheap back then though, and I would have that shit with me everywhere I went, bro. I'd bring that shit to school, put it in my backpack, or just have it in my pocket at all times. I'd go to the fucking bathroom and just fucking smoke in the stalls. There'd always be kids that wanted to bum that shit off of me. I was like, go away, bum. Like, fuck off, dude. This shit's mine. I don't want this shit to go. I don't want to waste this on you. I'm just kidding. I would give them some of it. Unfortunately, I just felt like I had to. I was one of those kids that had that shit on me at all times, and everybody knew it, and so they wanted a few hits, which is fine. I get it. I would do the same shit if I was a broke high school student. And yeah, at the time I was working too, man. And I would just get baked as hell before I went to work. One time I remember I got there, man, and I had to like clean the lobby. And that shit, like, I was perfecting that, I was just sweeping everything just right. But it took me like twice as long as it should have. And I came back like in, and my fucking manager, which I was cool with, was like, you're fucking high as hell, I can tell. And then I remember like taking orders would take longer than it should have. It should be like just a quick process. Like, I could still do everything because it's McDonald's. But bro, everything would take longer than it should. For whatever reason, it made the most simple, mundane tasks feel like way harder than it actually is. I don't know what it is about getting baked, but dude, that shit happens. And if you're getting baked all the time, dude, you know what I mean. Alright? There's very few people and very few personality types who weed doesn't affect this way. And I've realized like there's a lot of like stoner zombies out there, bro. People talk about, crazy tweakers and shit, but there's some fucking crazy stoners. Now, these stoners aren't gonna be like intimidating people or anything. They're not gonna rob you for weed. But bro, they're fucking ravenous when you insult their drug. When you say anything negative about weed at all and how it's not the best thing ever that cures all ailments of the body and mind, they're gonna attack you, bro, like verbally. And they're not very good at it because they're high. But bro, the amount of stoners I've had in my comment sections when I've made any video that's negative about weed even a little bit, and them like trying to defend their drugs so fucking adamantly, them being like, you must have just been doing more than weed. You must have been on some meth because, like, that's not what weed does. Like, weed's good for everything. Weed makes you a better person. Weed makes you smarter. It makes you work harder. It makes you more efficient. And it's like, no, bro, it makes you feel like you're working harder because effort is more difficult, bro. There's a difference. You're not actually doing that much. And look, weed's not going to make you homeless at all. Like, you'll still have a place to live. You'll still be able to do, like, the basic shit you need to do day to day, like go to your job, which is going to feel more difficult. You're going to feel like, yeah, fucking, dude, I'm fucking grinding out here when you put it in a 7-hour shift at wherever the fuck you work, bro. But in reality, you're not working as hard as you think you are. And I've had people in my comment section be like, yeah, and I've been able to work out every day and do all this. But it's basic fucking tasks, dude. Like, working out is just something that you got to do, bro. And a lot of stoners can't even fucking do that. Let's be real about it. Like, dude, if you're trying to defend your habit, like, so hard, a lot of times I think these people are making shit up, saying that, like, I started a multi-million-dollar business, and now I'm a billionaire, I'm as rich as Elon Musk, and it's all because of weed. It's like, nah, bro. You're lying, bro. Let's be real about it. Weed has its uses, and that's what I'm going to talk about next. Weed isn't all bad, okay? But in my opinion, weed isn't something to be smoking all fucking day long, dude. Like, I get it, after a long day of work, after you've completed all the tasks you set out to do that day, I get it, man. It's like 7, 8 o'clock. You might want to spark a joint, bro. Like, that's how I smoke these days. And look, that has a lot of fucking benefits. Because, especially for people like me, dude, I can't fucking shut up my brain no matter what. And I've used a whole bunch of different substances to try and shut off my brain after a day of work. I've become a semi-drunk doing that, and that has a lot of negative side effects. One of the most recent ones, and one I've been struggling with for a while, was Kratom, because Kratom is great in a lot of ways, dude. It's not a big deal. You'll be able to do everything just fine. People won't be able to tell that you're on it. But the problem with Kratom is it completely fucks your sleep. And for me, I'll just stay up way too goddamn late off that shit, And it fucks up your stomach. Like, I'll wake up the next day with a headache and a stomachache because I'm dehydrated and that shit fucked up my guts. Like, it's just not worth it. Kratom's, nah, bro. In terms of things you can do to just unwind at the end of a day, I think weed is one of the best ones, because you can just spark up, chill out, watch some videos, eat some food, feel good, no worries in the world, and then fucking sleep like a goddamn baby, bro. There's really no other substance that does that. All other substances for me that I've done just make me want to do them more and more and more and more, to the point where, like, I'm fucking half a liter of vodka deep, bro, and by that point, like, I'm fucking getting the spins and shit isn't going right, dude. And the demons whispering in my ear, go for a drive, go for a cruise. Yeah, that would be sick. Everything feels too fun. And that's the problem with alcohol, man. Like, I just can't do it, dude. I'll drink myself sick these days. So I've just completely quit. Can't fucking do it. It's terrible. And for me, weed is a beautiful thing in that regard. So a lot of people can just have a glass of wine at the end of a long day. But, dude, I can't have a glass of wine. I'm going to be 3 wine bottles deep by the end of the night if I drink some fucking wine. I can't drink casually, but I can smoke casually. I can just, get kind of baked at the end of the day, have a nice bowl or two, relax, unwind, feel amazing, and just chill out, bro. No worries in the world, and it's great for that. That's really what I think weed should be used for. It shouldn't be something you do all day, every day, because that's going to fuck you up. You're not going to be as productive as you think you are. Trust me, I've had many, many years like that, dude. Bro, I fucking wasted so much time. I could still do the basic tasks I needed to do, like go to work or sometimes go to the gym. I still did some things, but I was not progressing in terms of developing myself as a person. And now I just, I have some weed at the end of a long day after I've gotten everything done. I feel good, I watch something, I really fucking hyper focus on things like videos. I eat some good food. I go to bed. I wake up and I feel calm, but not like calm in the way like I don't want to do anything, but calm in the sense like, okay, bro, like let's do this. Let's knock this out. Let's go here. Let's, dude, it's just, I don't know what it is, but weed helps align me in my life more, and that's how it should be used, bro. It shouldn't be used as something that you do all the time, though, all day, every day. After a day of work, it's fine. But yeah, those are my thoughts on weed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video and subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you in the next one.